Hey guys, Avalo here, with my slick haircut. Yeah, it's 4:47 a.m. here. I'm a little bit tired. I should be asleep right now. I've been sick this whole weekend, and I didn't stream yesterday at all. I didn't stream Starcraft, I didn't stream Overwatch, I didn't stream anything. The plan is to get up early tomorrow and stream, but I've been thinking about a lot of stuff and reading a lot of forum threads, and here I am again, savior of esports, savior of Starcraft 2 esports, playing the game still, when the game is it's not looking too good, guys. It's not looking too good. Oh. So, why am I making this video at 4:47, 4:48 a.m.? Why am I doing this? Because I fucking love SC2, and the game can be saved, but it's going to take a community effort on the parts of every other StarCraft 2 personality, streamer, caster, whatever, to save this game. And this is not a joke. It's not an exaggeration. Blizzard is not listening to you guys, the community. They're not listening to anybody. They're not listening to me. They're not listening to little Jimmy Terran that posts on the Battle.net forum, little Jimmy Zerg, little Jimmy Protoss that, you know, like, typing on the Battle.net forum saying, like, hey, when I make Swarmhouse viable, hey. They're not listening to that guy at all. Instead, what we currently have is, we have jack shit. We have a dwindling viewer base, we have a dwindling player base. That's the reality of the situation, but it can be fixed, and it can be changed, it can be addressed, and people will come back to StarCraft 2 and watch tournaments. People will want to watch tournaments and come back to the game, but not with the way the game is. And that's fucking reality. That's fucking fact. And people need to... If you're a caster, if you're a personality, if you're a streamer, you need to get on board. You need to join with me and whoever else wants to, because Blizzard's not doing anything. They're just going to let the game die. They're going to fucking let the game die. They don't give a fuck. At least the competitive multiplayer aspect of the game, they're not making the necessary impactful balance changes or gameplay changes to the game. They're not doing it often. We've been through this. We've been down this road 8 million times already. We've over the years, and every time for about 5 minutes, the Blizzard satiates the StarCraft 2 community's thirst, saying, "Hey guys, we're listening. Here's our feedback. See ya." And then nothing happens over and over again. And here we are again. Here we are. I feel like right now I'm a fucking teacher at school, and Blizzard is the student, and they keep not turning in their homework, and they're just not doing their homework. They're not patching the game. They're not addressing game health issues, gameplay issues, adepts, parasitic bomb, 8 armor ultras, Reaper grenade, mech viability, Swarmhost viability, 8 armor ultras. I mentioned that Ravagers, Tankovac should have been removed a while ago, but they weren't, because certain commentators thought that they were good for the game, and they were completely wrong, and that's not their fault, but, you know, that's why they shouldn't talk about balance if they have no idea. But I feel like I'm a teacher, and I'm you know, I'm telling Blizzard, you gotta turn in your, like, if you want an A, if you want StarCraft 2 to be #1 again, not even if you don't want, not even you want to be who cares about #1? Let's leave that out of it. If you want StarCraft 2 to thrive and to grow, to keep growing, it doesn't have to be #1. No one cares. No one should care if StarCraft 2 is #1 on Twitch or whatever. That shouldn't matter. But what should matter is there should be growth and not decline. There should definitely not be decline. StarCraft 2 is the greatest fucking game ever created. Every caster, every personality, everybody that plays this game and loves it will tell you that. Passionately, they will tell you that. It's the greatest game ever created. That's the truth. But the reality of the situation is, the game is declining because things aren't happening with the game. The game is not getting the attention that it deserves. It fucking deserves. And the StarCraft 2 community is not getting the patches We're not getting the balance patches we deserve. We're not getting the gameplay patches we deserve. We're not getting them often. I mean, 6 months. We've had two patches after Legacy of the Void release that have basically done absolutely nothing to change the gameplay. Minus 1 adept damage. People still mass adepts. Like, every fucking game is Protoss. Like, the game is literally mass adepts. A lot of games. Minus 1 adept damage. Didn't do shit. Oh, Cyclones are 4 supply now. And we got a Thor change. And Mech still sucks. Completely irrelevant changes. Garbage changes. So nothing has changed with the game since launch, since beta. Even since beta, in beta they said they were gonna do big changes. Nope, they didn't do shit, and they still are not doing now. Now the situation is getting dire because I was reading some thread. I was reading some BattleNet thread. Some guy listed. Actually, I can maybe find it here. Some guy was listing. Once again, I'm making. This is how much passion I have. I'm almost fully recovered from a cold. And I'm up at 4 a.m. almost 5 a.m. making this video because it's important. The Starcraft 2 community needs a wake-up call. So what I'm about to tell you guys, I hope people will post this on Reddit, or I hope people will post this wherever, Team Liquid, maybe, you know, wherever. Anyways, there's a thread. I was reading a thread actually on the BattleNet forums where from some website they were getting the numbers of Grandmasters games played per season from like season 19, 20, 21, 22, 20 up to, we're apparently in like season 26 now or something, and they were in like the 10 millions, 9 millions, 8 millions, going down a little bit, 3 millions or 4 million last season, last season, and then this season there have been like 90,000 games played. Every other season has had like millions of games played, and then apparently, and you know, I should probably fact check this, but that's what the guy was pointing out in the thread, that there have been like 90,000 games played. Maybe, you know, I don't know how close that is to the truth or how close that is, but it sounds about right. I mean, it sounds about, either way, the point is there's like a lot less games played. And we can all see what's happening to the game. I've said this millions of times, and you guys know that. I've said this and tried to rally the community a million times before, and here we are. Like, finally, like, I mean, look at the videos I made months ago, asking and trying to get people to jump on board and get Blizzard to get their shit together and patch SC2 and deal with some. I mean, do I have to say Invincible Nidus Swarm? Again, like every video, I should just say Invincible Nidus Swarm until it's become a meme or something. Because that shit's still in the game after launch. It's been in the game since the start of the beta, and they still refuse to fix something that infuriating. I mean, Invincible, they're still in the game. Like, the game isn't being handled. So there's that. So if people want this game to grow again, if you want StarCraft 2 to grow again, once again, doesn't have to be #1 on Twitch. It definitely could be if they start actually putting all the effort that they're putting into the multiplayer bullshit, casual, Abathur bullshit nonsense and the Nova mission packs. If they did that for the multiplayer, for balance and gameplay, if they did that exact same thing, this game would be #1 again eventually. Eventually StarCraft 2 would get back to the throne. And eventually, over the course of time, slowly, viewership would rise. You know, 10K viewers, 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K tournaments. Eventually, StarCraft 2 will rise back up. Eventually. But that can't happen if everything stays like it is right now, and Blizzard refuses to make big changes, big balance changes and gameplay changes, and refuses to iterate, make changes repeatedly upon changes, and, you know, if those changes are bad, then okay, change them again next patch, constantly. They refuse to do this. Supposedly, you know, they understand what iteration means, but understanding what iteration means is different from following through and actually doing the iteration and making the changes constant, like, and tending to the game. So what needs to happen? At this point, it's clear. Blizzard does not give a fuck about the StarCraft 2 community. Yes, I know that's very savage to say. It's the truth. They're just basically letting it slowly die. They don't give a fuck. They're just placating people. Essentially, they're just placating people with these community updates, which I didn't realize. I mean, I kind of realized that's what was going on before, but the community updates are placating the community now. They don't address any actual things or issues that are problems with the game, or balance issues, or gameplay health issues, or patches to the game. They're just placating the community. They're very disingenuous at this point, and I can say that because there have been multitudes. This has happened so many times now where we're getting these updates about essentially non-issues or stupid things in favor of actually, addressing the actual issues. I mean, the last update, fucking Blizzard came out and said they're thinking about making the Zerg have 3, increase larva inject from 3 to 4. Okay, so they're just placating us and diverting us from 8 Armor Ultras, Liberator Range, Reapers in TBT, Ravagers, Tier 1 Overlord Drop, Invincible Nidus Worms, Parasitic Bomb, Adepts being retardedly OP in every matchup, Warp Prism Range, Mech Viability, Swarm Host Viability, the list goes on. They don't mention jack shit in a fucking official community update. They are placating you guys. They're placating the entire StarCraft 2 community. We want stuff to get done, and so what needs to happen? Every StarCraft 2 person out there that still loves this game and wants the game to grow again and thrive needs to put your foot fucking down. We need to all get together. I'm gonna start listing names right now. Artosis, Tasteless, fucking Rotterdam, Todd, Apollo, Nathanius, any streamers that still play the game a lot. I'm gonna start listing names. Ruff, and obviously myself included. Fenner, if he still plays StarCraft. I know he's doing Overwatch. Who else? Just anyone. Fucking anyone that still streams this game, plays this game. Any other personalities? I'm gonna leave out. I just mentioned like big names. Fucking In Control. Who else? I'm trying to think of all of you guys, and anyone that watches this video, tweet out to them this video. Feel free to. Everyone has to get together right now, and everyone has to get together because no one is willing to put their own neck on the line here. It's very obvious. No one is willing to put your own neck under the guillotine to actually, get Blizzard to do shit, to actually take care of StarCraft 2 as a game, to get to actually get patch iteration, to actually get gameplay fixes, to get things addressed that should have been addressed many times over. All of the StarCraft 2, casters, personalities, players, fucking even the base trade TV guys, you guys too. I know they have a grudge against me, but doesn't matter. We got to all fucking work together and literally start. Everyone has to get together and put your foot down and talk to Blizzard somehow. Everybody has to, like, everyone in the StarCraft 2 community. It's going to take a community fucking effort to get it through to Blizzard that there needs to be changes not only to the gameplay, not only to the balance, but to how they handle StarCraft 2, because they're not handling StarCraft 2 how it should be handled. I've mentioned this so many times in the past. The metaphor that I've come up with so many times in the past. StarCraft 2 is a magical fucking unicorn. It's the only RTS in existence on the market. It's the best RTS. It's the greatest game. It's the only game. No other game is going to come close to the quality, in general, the quality and like the polishedness of this game. But that doesn't mean that you can start neglecting the game, because like it's a magical unicorn that can potentially shit out dollar bills, but you have to feed the unicorn food so that it does that. If you feed the unicorn skins, if you feed the unicorn voice packs, more importantly, if you feed the unicorn gameplay patches and iterate upon those monthly, if you feed the unicorn, if you feed it a lot, the unicorn will grow into a big unicorn. Starcraft 2 will grow again. It'll start growing again. I'm not saying it'll have like a boom, like an instant growth, #1 on Twitch. Like, I'm not saying that. But it'll definitely stop declining. If all of the people in the community can get together and force Blizzard's hand at this point, I'm basically telling you guys, everyone out there, you guys have to come together. We have to force Blizzard's hand at this point. And I know I know no one wants to stick your neck. You got jobs, you're commentators, you're casters, you're streaming the game, you're doing whatever, you're making videos, blah blah blah. No one wants to stick their head under the guillotine by themselves, but Blizzard's not going to drop the guillotine on the entire StarCraft 2 community, because the backlash would be so much that it would just be too much. Instead, if everyone, you know, the power of friendship. But in this case, if everyone fucking comes together for real and forces Blizzard's hand, and I don't know in what manner, in what way, shape, or form, you know, whether that's through, you know, well, once again, that's the thing with the StarCraft 2 community. You have to be willing at this point to take drastic measures. I'm not saying to boycott the game, because that's not going to help either, really. But all these people, all the people in the StarCraft 2 community need to talk to Blizzard and get it through their fucking heads that it's not acceptable to get 2 patches that do absolutely fucking nothing for the gameplay, change nothing about the gameplay, and then to leave the game like this, and to keep letting it decline and not do anything about it. I mean, come on. So, will this video make any, will this get any wheels turning anywhere? I don't know. Probably not. I made so many of these, and nothing ever happens from it. But that's what needs to happen, what I just described. And then, you know, in a dream world, guys, what we would see, in my opinion, in a dream world, we would see Blizzard announce, like, hey, we're gonna do StarCraft 2 patches, like, bi-weekly or every month or whatever, and or they would come out, you know, this next week, and they would address all the fucking problems with the game that I just mentioned, like 8 armor ultras, mech viability, bring it back, tank evacs, fix them, remove them from the game. Honestly, just remove them. They're not fun. Fix the economy, put it back to Heart of the Swarm. That's another thing I want to mention here. I played a couple Heart of the Swarm games because I've been so frustrated and infuriated with the state of Legacy of the Void as a Terran player. I played some Heart of the Swarm games on stream, and I may play some more tomorrow just to see. I played some Heart of the Swarm games, and the games were actually really fucking fun. I think Blizzard missed a big point here. I think Blizzard missed the mark when they came with Legacy of the Void and the economy and making it too fast and too harassment oriented. I played Heart of the Swarm games. I was playing mech games. They were awesome, but not just because it was mech. There was a lot of back and forth and a lot of comeback potential. Because there's more money at each of your bases, it's more possible for you to come back into a game because your bases don't dry out as quickly. And also, since the game starts a little slower, a lot of the build order win-loss stuff is not there in Heart of the Swarm because, you know, your build isn't underway by the time you have like 16 or 17 workers. But anyways, the games were actually like very back and forth, a lot of battles. Like, I think Blizzard should consider toning back the economy of Legacy of the Void and slowing the game back down some because they made it too fast. They took away a lot of the strategy aspect of the game and tilted it too much to the time aspect of the game. It feels like. You know, real-time strategy, there's a time and a strategy component, but they sort of, like, made the game spastic and very all-in-y, and there's a lot of, like, very dumb game mechanics in Legacy of the Void, or very frustrating things, and Heart of the Swarm was a lot better. The thing with Heart of the Swarm was I don't think the game speed was ever also it's too harassment oriented. Legacy of the Void, like the game is all about killing workers, whereas Heart of the Swarm was more focused on the strategy, building up your army, and fight. You still harassed, but it wasn't harassing wasn't so deadly as it is in Legacy of the Void, where you know. Heart of the Swarm, you had money. Like I said, you had more money per bases, and so if you lost workers or whatever, it wasn't as deadly. Whereas in Legacy of the Void, like if you start losing, like you're dead, like you can't come back in the game because you have to expand so much more quickly. So the game is all about killing workers, which is terrible. So I don't know. They should tone it back some, but yeah. Anyways, to end the video, something needs to happen with Starcraft 2. I mean, we all know what needs to happen. Game needs to be patched. -1 adept damage for ever. It's not acceptable as a balance patch. That didn't change anything. No matter what, we want to bring people back to the game. I think there's a lot of other ways Blizzard could bring people back to, they could start growing StarCraft again, and I don't see why not. Because StarCraft, like I said, it's the only RTS on the market. It's a magical unicorn. Why not keep growing the game? Why not grow it again? You know, Heroes of the Storm. I play Overwatch. I play Heroes. I play StarCraft. I mean, Heroes of the Storm is also kind of in the same situation as StarCraft, but I don't see why there's not more energy being spent on StarCraft, to be honest. Because, oh, like I was saying, here's an idea. I mean, let me just give you an idea of something Blizzard could do, and I'm not saying they should, but it's just an idea of what they should be trying to come up with right now. For example, these mission packs or these commanders, this commander nonsense that they're doing, which I think is just dumb, but like, if they, for example, if they added new units to the multiplayer game, of StarCraft, you know, add the Dark Archon to Protoss, come out with a fucking, just like they do for MOBA games, for champion spotlights or hero spotlights, new unit spotlight. Guess what we're doing this? Guess what, Blizzard? Holy shit, guys, get over here! Everybody, come over here! Look what's happening in StarCraft 2. They're adding a new unit, not a new hero, sorry, but they're adding Protoss is getting a new unit. Like, after like 6 months, the Dark Archon is back in the game, like, has a couple abilities or whatever, or an auto attack, or it fills a certain role that Protoss was lacking. Like, this shit is so cool. Like, come play StarCraft. Like the meta has totally changed, bro. Like, they're like, this pro games are actually like really cool. They're using this unit, like. That's the type of shit, like, that would reinvigorate the community. And you notice, like, that idea is very gameplay-centric. What I just said is very gameplay-centric and gameplay-focused. It's not even focused on a monetary aspect or microtransactions or voice packs or whatever outside of the game. It's getting back to where Blizzard was, focusing on the gameplay. If they focus, it's the good old Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you patch it, Blizzard, they will come. Everyone will come back to StarCraft 2. If you patch it, they will come. They will come back to the game. If you do stuff to the game and do it constantly, that's not happening right now. It needs to happen. But just imagine the hype. Imagine the fucking hype. Imagine the fucking hype at the next big tournament. They reveal or announce, like, oh yeah, new StarCraft unit in Legacy of the Void that they're adding for Protoss or whatever. But besides that, they need to patch the game. They need to patch SC2. So yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. That's all I can think of right now. That's all. Another thought that I just had along the same lines. That's why I've been playing a ton of Overwatch, guys. Because the game is fun. Because the game is like, the game needs to be fun. The core gameplay of Legacy of the Void needs to be fun again. They need to make the game fun. It needs to be fun to play. Having some guys spam adepts for 90% of the game, or some guy getting to 8 armor ultras and you just lose the game because the 8 armor ultra is imbalanced. Not fun. Like, Overwatch games, like, the game, you can tell the Blizzard design team that worked on Overwatch, the balance team, design team, art team, all across the board, very gameplay focused, gameplay centric. It's all about, the gameplay is actually really good. It's really fucking, the gameplay is good, you know? The gameplay is good. So they need to bring that philosophy, they need to go back to the roots, to the Blizzard roots of the gameplay. Make the game fucking awesome. Patch the game. Make the game awesome. And when they do that, I think Starcraft 2 will start to grow again. And it can grow again. Because, like, there's people that'll present the argument that, like, no, RTS is a dying thing now. Everybody's all about MOBAs or casual games. But guess what? You gotta remember, what's new is new, but sometimes what's old is new, too. A lot of retro things come back, and then suddenly they're like the new thing, even though they were technically like the old thing. So StarCraft 2 and RTS can definitely come back, can make a comeback easily. The potential is so, oh god, the potential. It's so easily there. And I still believe in that potential, and I think most hardcore StarCraft 2 players and fans that still watch and play the game and watch streams and whatever, I think you guys all know that the potential is fucking there. And it can start to grow again, but only if we get that iterative patching process done to Legacy of the Void and StarCraft 2, and only at this point if the StarCraft 2 community urges and passionately pushes Blizzard to do that. So, Godspeed. Let's hope that they start doing that. And now this is the part where I end the video depressed, knowing that my words are meaningless and nothing will change. Bible thump. No, but I hope maybe, maybe keep making these videos and eventually one will stick. And people will realize, yeah, Savlo guy is pretty right. I think Blizzard should do that. Peace out, everybody. I'll be back on stream tomorrow, by the way. I'm feeling less sick, but I gotta go to sleep. So, peace out.